Hey folks, Curtis Stone here. Today we're carrying on our video series where we look at all the states and provinces in North America. And today we're going to look at Nevada, which is frankly a pretty tough state for homesteading. It's a barren wasteland for the most part. Sorry if that offends any people from Nevada, but it's the truth. And there's very little to look at here, but in the spirit of this series, we're looking at everything. So we're going to take all things into consideration. So, Nevada is probably the most barren state in the U.S. I guess a close second might be Arizona, maybe New Mexico. But even in Arizona, there's more green zones. And in New Mexico, there's more green zones than in Nevada. Nevada is rough. If you've ever flown a plane over Nevada, and I have many times, I've flown through Las Vegas, it is rough, man. It is. There's just not a lot there. So that really limits our choices because there's just no water here, at least on the surface. You might have groundwater that you can access through deep wells, but just look at it. Where are the trees? There's just very few trees in Nevada, and if you do find them, they're at these high elevations in the mountains. But it's barren out here. It's hot. It's dry. This is a desert, right? And so take that in consideration. Definitely avoid Reno and Nevada and Las Vegas, the big cities of Nevada. Where are you going to go? You might find some neat spots kind of close to Reno if you wanted to be close to Reno in these green areas here. Those are center pivots. I wouldn't want to go near there. This is all conventional agriculture in that valley. I wouldn't want to go there. And so it's going to be the same thing around Las Vegas, though it's pretty neat to see is it the Hoover Dam that's down here? This is a pretty neat, if you've ever seen this, this is the Hoover Dam. This is a pretty cool thing to witness. I've flown a plane over here a few times, and it is quite a spectacle of human engineering. But regardless, there's just nowhere green around here. And so that's the big challenge in this state. So what are some okay areas? We found a few. But we didn't find, I think we only have one property that actually we found to look at here. But so coming in here, outside of Reno, you've got some green areas into these mountains. And, I would say if you found some cool spots in and around Lake Tahoe and stuff, but this is very high elevation too. So that's the challenge there too, is it's going to be cold and dry. And then really, really hot in the summer. But, a spot like this, you got a small lake, we've got some trees in the mountains, but it's all fairly high elevation. And so even then, it's tough, but that was one kind of spot that we profiled. Another one was up here near this Duck Valley Reservation. Now, I don't even know if you can actually live in here, but, we've got some green up around the border of Idaho, in and around here. We've got some, little pockets of nature, but 2,000 meters, that's 6,000 feet. It's very, very high elevation. That's the challenge here. And then this area here, we've got some green valleys near the mountains. You can get up near the mountains here. But again, look at all the barren, just barren. And so we did find one property. Where is that one? Yeah, right in this little green zone here. There's many states in the U.S. that are all like this. In Nevada, one spot. So here's a cool little property. If you're lucky to find something like this in Nevada, I think the chances would be pretty slim. But, we're at 1699 meters in elevation, so times 3, so call it 1700 times 3. That's what it is in feet. And this is beautiful. This actually looks a lot like what you would find in Colorado. You'd find more spots like this in Colorado if you just kind of zoomed out a little bit. Real far. And you'd find spots like this in these sort of mountainous regions of Colorado. So this is about 65 acres. And yeah, it's a gem. It's green. You got private access. You got your own pond. For Nevada, that's unheard of. And nice clean access in. Private. It's offset from the road. You know, you could do a lot with a place like this. This is a beautiful homestead, actually. And this isn't even trees. This is just kind of wild. This is just grasslands. We got some trees over here. But this would be a real gem in a place like Nevada. You would not find properties like this very often. And I mean, what do we look at here? I mean, where do you live in Nevada? You know, besides from the cities or the suburbs, where do you live? You know, look at this. Even this stuff. This couldn't exist without massive irrigation infrastructure. It's just barren. There's just very little options. And that's where, you know, most people who live in Nevada live in Reno and Las Vegas, for sure, in those, you know, metropolitan cities. And so you got to watch out for these Indian reservations too, because I don't think you can necessarily live on those spots either. And there seems to be a few of them in the state here. The Duck Valley Reservation, the reservation here. They gave the Indians all the shitty land, basically. It's terrible. But, you know, I don't think you can live in those places. Maybe you can. I'm not sure. I mean, if you're an Indian, you definitely can. But reservations are pretty rough in general. Some of the reservations in the U.S. have opened up where you can actually buy and sell property. But normally in reservations, you can't. It's all held by the reserve. And so it keeps kind of. There's actually a really interesting video if you want to check it out. I think it's on Reason TV, and it shows some reservations. I don't know if it was in Nevada, but they show how they kind of found prosperity for the people because they could actually buy and sell property. Whereas if you can't buy and sell property, it's kind of hard to get a leg up. And so, anyways, not much else to say about Nevada, folks. I mean, it's dry, it's barren. Maybe some of the politics there are a bit more free market with some things. But I don't know too much about it, actually. But it's rough. I mean, compare Nevada to California. Geez, like, look at that. It's significant difference. You've got these dry areas that you would certainly see when you come through San Bernardino out of LA and you come into these high plateau desert regions. It's tough. I definitely wouldn't want to live in most of these regions. But, you know, if you can find some pockets like we've outlined here, and maybe you'll find some neat properties in some of these regions that we've highlighted. But generally speaking, it's going to be a pretty tough go in Nevada in general. But yeah, if you guys want to learn more about Google Earth and how I do this kind of stuff and how you can batch looking for properties instead of visiting tons of properties, you want to sample as many as you can using tools like this so you make less visits. And tools like this can help you make the right decision and avoid making the bad decision. So there's a video web class that I have. It'll be in the show notes or in the video here. Go check that out, and I'll show you some tips and tricks on how to use this software to your advantage. All right, folks, let me know where you want me to visit next, and we'll see you in the next one.